is off of this U.S. Airways flight. We're just waiting to hear the official statement from U.S. Airways. Jersey and from New York City. CNN's Susan Candiati quickly to the scene. She joined our colleagues on CNN television just moments ago.
I am on the banks of the Hudson.
You don't think about a trip from New York City to Charlotte, North Carolina as being one that involves a particularly large amount of water. But of course, if the plane is going to have trouble immediately after liftoff here in the New York area, you will. What you have to think about is you look at that shot right there with, you can't judge the level of panic, of course, from a distance like this, but it appears as if everybody is where they need to be. You have to remember, as we've been talking about, that plane's moving.
Yes.
It is moving with the current
Yes.
of the Hudson River, which is one powerful river. Just think about the situation of standing out there on the wing, having been through that, and then just having to keep yourself together to ride that wing.
That looks like a picture from Life magazine right here.
I was just going to say the same
Just
thing.
the background there.
Gorgeous day. Nobody had a care in the world. They get on this plane, and then look at that. It's a beautiful shot in the back, and these people in the front. I'm going to tell you, if it were me and that plane was still continuing to go down even slowly, I can't swim. I would be panicky. I don't care how many of those yellow things I had around my neck. I can't imagine some of those people did not feel a little frightened. And I'm surprised that as it went down, that some of them weren't even trying to climb up on top of the, I guess they didn't have to. They were rescued.
And you have to think also that since the entire crew survived, that the crew ideally would also be able to get out there and continue giving them information, giving them help, trying to keep them as calm as possible. After what those people went through in the previous, I would say, about 60 to 90 seconds before what you're looking at right there, the fact that anybody could remain calm is
one of the ferries there. And you know, when this first happened, one of the early wire stories came out, and already Homeland Security was being quoted. A spokeswoman from that government agency said there's no information that this was in any way a security-related incident. And of course, the early information was that the birds hit the engines, and both engines were disabled on this plane, the Airbus 320 that was headed to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is Chris Glorioso still available to us? Chris, are you still out there? Can we talk to you? Oh. Never mind, he's putting together a piece and probably talking to more people. We'll get to him later.
But then once again, this picture, you see the nose of the plane still jutting out of the water. This is probably one of the early photos taken because at some point, when we were looking at some of the live footage before the plane drifted downriver, the plane was sinking.
Yep.
Right.
It looked like it was sinking.
None of it except for the tail.
Yes.
And right there, you can see there the little people. Yeah, it's the cockpit, and then over to the right of it, there's people getting onto the ferry, being helped onto the ferry.
If we have a live shot, if we can come
there we
back
go.
to that, you're going to begin to see some like low-level condensation. Well, what you do have outside now is, you have a real temperature, as I mentioned before, of 19. You have wind. You have a wind chill.